Good day everyone, and on behalf of Group 2 from PT3A, I'd like to welcome you to our discussion on chronic widespread pain and fibromyalgia syndrome in relation to the factors influencing work disability. So for today's topic outline and work agenda, we're going to be discussing both CWP and FNS in 5 different themes. So we're going to be starting with CWP epidemiology, pathophysiology, phenomenology of FMS or CWP, factors affecting loss or reduction in work, and lastly, work-related issues of FMS or CWP. So now I'm going to start discussing the epidemiology of chronic widespread pain. And so for context, CWP is a long-lasting pain condition affecting multiple areas of the body for more than 3 months. It is often accompanied by fatigue, sleep problems, and difficulty concentrating. So while fibromyalgia is a common type of CWP, it can also occur due to other conditions or without a clear medical cause. So, according to Andrews et al., CWP is a significant global health concern affecting approximately 9.6% of the general population, or about 1 in 10 individuals worldwide. So, in a systematic review and meta-analysis of studies conducted between 1990 and 2017, the reported prevalence of CWP ranged from 1.4% to 24%, depending on population characteristics and methodological differences across studies. But a consistent finding was the higher prevalence of CWP among women compared to men, suggesting that biological, hormonal, and psychosocial factors may contribute to the increased vulnerability of females to chronic pain. Other factors, like socioeconomic and developmental factors, were also found to influence CWP prevalence, so the Human Development Index, or HDI, and a country's developmental status were significantly associated with CWP rates, with less developed nations exhibiting higher prevalence than more developed countries. So this indicates that disparities in healthcare access, lifestyle factors, and psychosocial stressors may play a role in the occurrence of CWP. But in contrast, factors such as survey methods, geographic region, inequality level, and reporting quality did not show significant effects on CWP prevalence estimates.
The pathophysiology involves the interplay of several factors, but it is not yet fully understood. Chronic widespread pain is driven by the persistent impulse input of the muscles, causing peripheral sensitization, then leading to central sensitization, which is a neuroplastic process in which second-order and higher pain neurons become hyperresponsive and expand their receptive folds. This produces hyperalgesia and allodynia. Abnormal stress response can also disrupt the neuroendocrine and autonomic nervous system function, which sustain the disorder. So people with CWP also show blunted hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis and ANS reactivity to stress, likely due to altered hypothalamic regulation, not adrenal failure. These neuroendocrine disturbances contribute to the hallmark symptoms of pain, fatigue, poor sleep, mood issues, weakness, and orthostatic intolerance. So because stress aggravates and is driven by chronic pain, stress reduction is expected to improve the symptoms of fibromyalgia syndrome and chronic widespread pain.
Proceeding with phenomenology of the CWP is defined by pain lasting for a prolonged period, commonly greater than or equal to 3 months, and affects multiple body regions. It is typically pain on both sides of the body, above and below the waist, and axial skeletons in many definitions. And also, patients often describe pain as all over, diffuse rather than restricted to a specific joint or a nerve root distribution. So the pain may be described in multiple sensory ways, which is deep aching, burning, stabbing, tingling, or shooting sensations, and is sometimes described as muscle or bone pain rather than joint only. So beyond pain, patients commonly experience fatigue, poor sleep, cognitive difficulties, and mood disturbances such as anxiety or depression. The condition reflects altered central pain processing or central sensitization, where the nervous system amplifies pain signals even without ongoing tissue damage. So CWP significantly impairs daily functioning of quality of life, with prevalence higher in women and older adults, and its phenomenology highlights the biopsychosocial nature of chronic pain, shaped by physical, psychological, and social factors requiring holistic management rather than purely biomedical approaches.
So now let us discuss about work-related issues in FMS or CWP. So first is reduced work capacity and productivity. Individuals with FMS or CWP frequently suffer from persistent pain, fatigue, sleep disturbances, and cognitive dysfunction, or we call it fibrofug, all of which substantially limit endurance and concentration during work tasks. These symptoms lead to presentism, which means working while unwell either reduce productivity, and absenteeism, which means frequent absence from work. So for the second work-related issue is physical and environmental demands. High physical workload is a consistent predictor of early work disability in individuals with FMS or CWP. Jobs involving repetitive movement, heavy lifting, prolonged standing, or poor ergonomic design can exacerbate musculoskeletal pain and fatigue. So physical and environmental stressors that further intensify sensory sensitivity includes cold, temperature, vibration, and noise. The third work-related issue is psychosocial work factors. So chronic exposure to psychological pressure and lack of autonomy can exacerbate pain perception through neuroendocrine and stress-mediated mechanisms. So psychosocial stressors that play a major role in FMS-related work difficulties include high job strain, low control, poor supervisor support, and workplace misunderstanding. So FMS is an invisible illness, often leading to stigmatization and disbelief from employers and co-workers. Workers report feeling invalidated or accused of malingering, which increases emotional distress and symptom severity. So for the last work-related issue is cognitive and emotional barriers. So cognitive dysfunction or fibrofag includes impairments in attention, working memory, and executive functioning, which negatively affect job performance. So emotional comorbidities such as depression, anxiety, and stress sensitivity further contribute to decreased coping ability. Pain stress feedback loop creates a cycle of decreased work efficiency and motivation. So this is where emotional distress amplifies pain perception as well.
Next, we have the factors affecting loss or reduction in work. So we have physical factors, psychological factors, social and occupational factors, and last but not least, environmental factors. So physical factors includes persistent pain and fatigue severely limits physical endurance and functionality, making it difficult to maintain employment and perform physically demanding tasks. Disturbed sleep contributes to heightened fatigue and cognitive difficulties, further impairing focus and work performance. The presence of comorbidities such as arthritis or other chronic conditions can intensify these functional challenges. Next, we have the psychological factors. We have the emotional issues such as depression, anxiety, can reduce motivation and attention and overall work efficiency. Cognitive patterns like catastrophizing or fear avoidance may lead individuals to avoid activities, resulting in decreased participation in work-related tasks. In terms of social and occupational factors, insufficient workplace accommodations such as lack of flexible scheduling or ergonomic adjustments further hinder job sustainability. Under environmental factors, changes in social security or welfare laws, rehabilitation actors' applications of these laws, the resources and effectiveness of rehabilitation actors, the quality of cooperation among rehabilitation actors, and the current labor market situation. Chronic widespread pain and fibromyalgia greatly affect daily life and work ability. Their causes are complex, involving both physical and psychological factors. Understanding these conditions is key to improving management, support, and overall quality of life for those affected. So that's everything it. Thank you for watching our video, and I hope you learned something. Thank you. Bye-bye.